So Mojang have released new Snapshot today, and it's a little bit different to what I'm doing on my channel at the moment, but I thought I'd have a quick play around on it and see what it's like, see what the new 1.18 features are going to be like. And they've added a few new things, so things like noise caves and aquifers, which I thought was to do with noise, actual noise and sounds, and you'll see in the video it's not. It's absolutely not. It actually has nothing to do with noise, it's how the caves sort of intertwine and how they're generated. Stuff like lofty peaks, biome, lush caves, meadow biomes, snow-capped peaks, and of course they've extended the overworld build limit, which they've done in a few of their experimental snapshots. I think it's going to be a lot rarer to find really flat lands, unless you're in like a plains biome. I don't think it's going to be as flat as you used to. Oh, looks like we found a cave already. I cannot wait to build in one of these. I'm just going to give myself some night vision quickly. So, I mean, these caves straight away, they are massive. I mean, I don't even know where I came in. Where did I come in? Oh, here it is. Oh, and we've got a mini little... I mean, like, stuff like this is going to be brilliant. I mean, building in something like this, you've got a massive mesa biome with a tiny little bit of greenery in the middle. And you could expand this. I mean... I honestly can't wait for this to come out. This is going to be brilliant. It even comes with its own little cave. Its own little cave system. So let's have a quick look. This is another thing they've added in as well. So they've started putting in like these little pools of water at caves, which sort of start to drip down. So if we have a look, we can see it sort of like flows down, generating these sort of like different layers of like ponds and lakes and stuff. Like you've got these different levels of pools. And these caves just seem to go on and on and on. I mean... Look at this. I mean, this is the same cave going around. It goes for miles, and then they open out into these massive sort of like mega caves. This is insane. I mean, you don't have to worry about finding this stuff anymore because it's everywhere, and just keeps going and going and going. This is the biggest one I found, and I found it straight away, more or less. Like, it's going to completely change the game. Oh, we got some diamonds. So that's another thing with the diamonds as well. So they've said on the snapshot notes that the diamonds generate below Y16, and with more diamonds, the lower you go. But the thing that got this to my attention is that they've said that diamonds have reduced air exposure. So you'll find more diamonds buried or underwater than exposed to air. So similar to how ancient debris spawns. With ancient debris, you won't find it on an open wall in a cave system in a nether. You'll only find it, it'll be like that redstone. So it'll be completely surrounded by blocks. So we've got a lot more area to find diamonds. Obviously, like it says, the lower you go, the more chance you've got of finding more diamonds. But in regards to people who like doing caving to find diamonds, I mean, it's not going to be the best option anymore. But we continue on if I can find my way out. So just looking around at all the new terrain, I mean, it's going to make exploring on foot a lot harder. It's definitely going to be a case of as soon as you start the game, you need to get a Elytra immediately if you want to have a look around. Because even with horses or... yeah, well, with horses, you're going to have trouble getting up these mountains. But this is definitely something I've never seen before. Like, it's the village has been broken up by the land terrain. So you've got this sort of, like, multi-tiered level village, which looks insane. This would actually be great to build on as well. So you've got your one layer for, like, your farm animals. You got another layer, you got a couple of buildings up top. You could add to this quite easily. You got these sort of floating islands. I don't know if this is going to be, like, how the final sort of worlds generate, but I wouldn't be mad with this. This gives a lot more options into how you build with villages, rather than just being on like a flat surface, or maybe one or two buildings being a little bit higher than the others. But this is great. This will be ideal for me. So I've managed to find one of the new grove terrains, but it seems to be quite a small one. Now, the new grove terrain is supposed to have big spruce trees in them, but obviously this is a bit too small. But it says on the, as you can see, powdered snow traps. You might want to wear some leather boots. Tends to generate on high altitude terrain, beneath mountain peaks or on hilltops. And it spawns wolves, rabbits and foxes. So just a little walk on you, and you can see straight away that if you're not wearing leather boots for this, you're either going to die of hypothermia, or you're going to end up falling into one of these snow traps. But for this one, we've actually traveled, I think, 9,000 blocks to find this one. And another thing I've noticed with this snapshot is the more I'm flying around, the more I'm noticing that it like I said before, it's going to be all next to impossible to traverse anywhere on foot. Because with all the jumping you have to do to get up the side of the mountains, you're either going to starve to death, or you're going to come across a massive a massive cave system and fall to your death. So with that, I think it's just going to promote getting the Elytra straight away, or as quickly as you can if you're a long-term player anyway. Otherwise, it's not really going to affect you that much. Obviously, you can walk around these mountains. There's no need for you to actually get in. Now, this is a massive frozen ocean. What biome is this? Yeah, frozen river biome. Huge. You could probably build something on you. Obviously, with the new build height and the new build limit and how things spawn in. Oh, we found ourselves a lush cave just by chance as well. I've literally traveled. That's right next to that grove biome. What's the chances of that? Oh, this is nice. This is pretty. Because at the moment, the only way you can actually get these moss blocks is off a wandering trader, and then obviously bone mealing them. You get yourself unlimited then. But I mean, when you find one of these, you're gonna have enough moss blocks for the rest of the game, I think. Because it looks like they're big enough. One lush cave. I mean, you've got the vines, you've got the glowberries, you've got what's this? What are they called? Spore blossoms, and little particles dropping off them. Apparently, there's new cave sounds on this as well. But I can't hear anything. Because going back to the new features, it says added noise caves and aquifers. I'm not sure what they mean by that. So noise caves and aquifers. That's noise caves, a new way of generating caves. Ah, right. So it's not the actual sounds that come from the caves. But yeah, I mean, these are great. And you've got what they call the drip leaves. Yeah, drip leaves. And I just love the aesthetics of it. I mean, this is going to be another place where a lot of people are going to be building. And look at the size of this one. And this sort of this particle effect in the air as well, from these spore blossoms. Just beautiful. Oh, and this one we've got ourselves a abandoned mine shaft. Obviously, with the other updates, we've seen these. And I mean, if you want to do yourself, like, for example, if you wanted to build in this cave, I mean, if we would, it wouldn't be a problem. Wouldn't. Pun not intended. We've got these massive wooden legs coming off these, and most of the time, it doesn't seem to be on this one, but you can get the iron chains coming from the ceiling. I think this cave's a little bit too big, but I mean, this has got to be another screenshot. What's going to be your tactic for when the next part, the 1.18 update comes out? Are you going to be building in one of these caves? Because I'm definitely going to be building some sort of civilization down here, especially if you find a lush cave this big as well. It gives you I think it allows a little bit more creativity in your builds. You've got multi-tiers. You've got more of a way to sort of like, you've just got more landscape to work with. Just imagine now this covered in buildings, walkways going across bridges, big sculptures in the middle, trees, farms, animals. You'll have a job to get animals down here, but I mean, it's possible. Well, you're gonna have to if you're gonna live down here. You've got mineshaft, drip leaves. You can make yourself an agility course, a parkour course. So it looks like they've sort of upped the generation of clay as well, because we're not near any sort of swamp. But I mean, there's a plenty of clay here to be mined. Now, what was I saying before then, right? So, yeah, so going through the worlds, I've noticed that because of the new build limit, the height and the depth, I mean, you could probably hear in the background if you listen really closely, unless I've edited it out. But you can hear my PC is going mental because it's trying to generate so many new blocks, especially if I'm going at full speed. You could probably hear my computer working. It's just trying to generate in so many blocks at once. I think they've lowered the render distance as well, just for the snapshots, just so so my PC doesn't blow up. So a couple of, well, not even that many blocks away, we found ourselves the bigger, what's it called, the new grove biome. Now these ones, like I said, they're death traps. If you come across these, you best bring yourself some leather boots, because walking on them, it seems to be alright most of the time actually, but it only seems to be small sections where you could end up falling through and, well, possibly dying. Look at the size of this! Now you could build something pretty cool in here. This is what I mean. I can't wait for it. I really can't. Okay, so this is the lofty peaks biome. So they explain, or they describe the lofty peaks as a dramatic, jagged mountain peak with snow and stone that also spawns goats. So it's quite similar to the grove biome, but it's less trappy and less trying to kill you. But this one's quite big. This is a lot bigger than the last one we found. Still generating caves up top as well at what we are at Y145, and we're still getting these nice openings into the mountain, into these new cave systems. Oh my god. Now this has to be the snow-capped peaks biome. I mean, this is huge. Like, this is some villain building stuff. Like, if you're a villain or if you're the bad guy of the server, I mean, this needs to be where you build your base. So we've got the lofty peaks and the stony peaks in one year. I mean, it's a mean looking mountain. But what would be the benefit of coming up this high to build? Because it's a trek to try and get back down. I mean, you've got your water, you've got wood. You haven't got much resources. Well, I mean, iron is supposed to be quite, like you can see here, iron is quite common at this level. You've got iron everywhere. So maybe you can come up to these to mine the iron. But other than that, unless you, like I said, you're the villain of the game, this isn't going to be the best place to build. But I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. But I, for one, can't get over this world generation. It's drastically changing Minecraft. Like, look at this. That is insane. Look at the size of that. I can't even get it all in. Incredible. I'm loving these stone cliff sides as well. Like, building into these are going to be cool. Massive abandoned portal as well. Let's see if we got anything cool in the chest. Nope. Ooh, cursor binding. How lucky are we? A mending golden hoe. That's actually not too bad. And a mending helmet. Ooh. Gapple. Nice. Another grove biome. Very good. Now this is a monster of a mountain. Oh, wait, we got snowy slopes then. Snowy slopes seems to be the sort of like steeper snowy mountainsides as part of the bigger mountains. Moving up into grove and snow-capped peaks. There we go. So we found that biome. There's not a lot of difference between them. They all look sort of similar. There's obviously different shapes and like you've got the traps on the grove. But I mean, other than that, they're just massive snow mountains. Ah, we got ourselves a sort of above ground pirate ship. We gotta have a look to see what sort of loot is available at the moment. I can't open it for some reason. Oh, there we go. Never mind. We move on. So I think that sort of sums it up so far for what's been happening with the snapshots, what's been introduced. I mean, you've got these massive new landscapes to explore, new snowy mountain peaks, lush cave, huge lush caves. You've got these new river generations, which are a lot wider, seem to be cutting off less and sort of flow a lot more naturally. You've got like the sides gradually coming in rather than like steep vertical drops. I mean, all in all, I'm quite impressed. I mean, if it stays like this, obviously there's a few tweaks in regards to these sort of cliff edges. I probably prefer them a little bit smoother, but I mean, they'll do. It's Minecraft at the end of the day. I mean, it's not going to be perfect, is it? Yeah, let me know what you think. I'm can't wait for it, but I know I've seen a lot of comments on other videos that some people aren't liking the way this new terrain is generating this. It is a lot different, and I think it's going to take a lot of getting used to, but I think it's for the best. But if you enjoyed this video and you want to see any more like it, maybe when the next snapshot comes out, let me know in the comments below. Give the video a like, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.